Okay, students, good afternoon, everyone, and Shubho Vijaya to everyone. So, how are you? Have you enjoyed in your puja vacation? My voice is not clear. Okay, just a minute. Students, now can you hear me properly? Yes, the voice is low. Okay, then wait a minute, just a minute, okay? Now, students, can you hear me properly right now? Or still facing the same problem? Please let me know. Okay, very good. Okay, so what I was saying that good afternoon to everyone and Shubho Vijaya. Hope all of you are well. And today first I will tell you that exam is knocking the door. That's why today I will tell you the syllabus. Okay. So the syllabus for your next exam, the chapters are chapter number 6, which is life processes. Everyone just write down your syllabus for upcoming exam. That is chapter number 6, life processes, and the next chapter that is in your revised syllabus, that is how do organisms reproduce. So, chapter number 8, how do organisms reproduce? Okay. So, these two questions will be asked from these two chapters, and you will get different types of questions from these two chapters, and the total, ma'am, all the, ma'am, nodding, no, it varies. It vary according to the subject. Okay, it will vary according to the subject. So every subject teacher will tell their part. Everyone, you can't see me? Or only Devjit can't see me? Devjit, please rejoin the call, okay? Leave the call, then again join the call. Okay. Then maybe Devjit is having problem. Uh, Subjective questions will. Shatadev, as I have told you that from biology portion you will get MCQ type of questions, but for other subjects you may get 2 marks questions like that. Okay, so your subject teacher will inform you. Clear? Okay. So I think questions will be the marks will be 1 or 2 like that. Okay, still you can ask that one also. I will tell you later. I think most probably 50. Okay, most probably. Ma'am, when the date will be declared very soon. Devjit, date will be declared very soon. Just keep in touch. Okay. Just start reading and revising the chapters, and if you face any problems related to these chapters, you can ask me, and when the date of your examination will be declared, after that I will revise those chapters. Okay, as you know that very topics are not that much of hard, and questions will be 1 mark like MCQ, so questions you will be very easy as you have seen in the previous one. So if the questions were descriptive, then maybe questions somehow that may be tricky, but in case of MCQ, I think if you read properly, then yes, Ognibo, then you will be able to answer all the questions. Okay, so let declare the exam date first. After that I will start revision. Okay, so today I will start a new chapter, most probably 50. Today I will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 16, management of natural resources. I hope all of you have seen the revised syllabus, and in the revised syllabus you have seen that there are some chapters which will be in your final examination, but a chapter they have provided, that is chapter number 16, management of natural resources, and this internal assessment will be there related with this chapter. Okay, that's why you have to read this chapter also, and first I will complete this chapter. After that only one chapter is left, that is our environment. I hope all of you have seen in the revised syllabus, right? Have you? Yes, a small portion is there, so page number 266. You can check. Only Nordin has seen, no one else. Okay, Somadev has also seen. Okay, so that's why I will take our internal assessment with this chapter. So let me tell you something, or let me check what is in this chapter. I will discuss it, and after that, after this examination, the next examination, I will provide some questions related with this chapter. Okay, so what is the heading of this chapter? Heading of this chapter is management of natural resources, right? This is the heading of the chapter. So first we have to know the meaning of the heading. With the help of this, we will able to know what is inside this chapter. So first, if I ask you, what is the meaning of natural resources? What is the meaning of natural resources? A simple meaning, that is that what substances which we can get from the nature and which are useful for us. Those substances are considered to be, or considered as, natural resources. And why these can be considered as resources? Because they are useful. We can't be able to survive without those substances. Okay, and those only we can get from the nature. Okay, so for these type of substances can be considered as resource, and as we are getting it from nature, that's why we are naming it natural resources. Okay, so I am repeating that what is the meaning of natural resources? Substances that exist in nature. Substances that we can get from nature and useful to mankind. Useful to mankind. Those substances are considered as natural resources. And next question arises that heading is management of natural resources. So, what is the meaning of this management? Why management is required for these natural resources? Next we have to know. So, I am repeating, what is natural resource? Substances that we get from nature and useful to mankind, or we can say it like that anything which can be found in the environment and which can be used by us or human or other animals will be called as natural resources. Okay, and why management is required? Why we are using the term management? Because these natural resources can be found in a limited amount. So we have to use it very wisely and tactfully. Okay, else what will happen? After some time or after some years, we will lack our natural resources. Okay, our next generation will not get those natural resources, and that means they will not be able to survive in that environment. So we have to avoid the wastage. Okay, and we have to use it in the most effective way. This is considered as management of natural resources. Okay, so what is the meaning of that management? That means we have to use our natural resources very wisely. We have to avoid the wastage of natural resources, and we have to plan that how we can use those natural resources so that in the future generation, they will not feel any shortage of these natural resources. So this tactful, we have to use it in very tactful way, and that is why, and this will be considered as management of natural resources. Okay, so now we came to know the meaning of the term or heading of this chapter. Okay, now next part is that why do we need to store these natural resources? I have told you, and now we have to know. I am telling you again, why do we need to manage our natural resources? There are some reasons. What are those reasons? First point, why? A big question arises, why do we need to conserve those natural resources? First was limited resources. Because those resources can be found in limited amount. Okay, so as the resources are limited, that's why we have to manage those natural resources. We can't waste those resources. Okay, next one is that for the protection of the environment. Protection of the environment. I am writing in short. ENV means environment. Okay, so just imagine if we cut all the trees from a forest, or if we destroy one type of animal from a forest, then what will happen? The ecosystem of the forest or any particular region can be destroyed. Okay, and like that our total balance of the environment will be destroyed. That's why to provide the protection of the environment, we have to we have to manage the resources. And the third one is equal distribution of resources to all. Third distribution. What is the meaning of this point? Equal distribution means that just imagine you are getting plenty of water and you are wasting it. Okay, and some persons are not getting a little amount of water. So there is no proper distribution. Like food also, you can see that some people are quite rich and some people are poor. Those who are rich, though, are not using their food properly. Just imagine like that, if a marriage ceremony or marriage event is occurring, then what happens? Some food will be there which will not be used, okay, or some extra foods will be there. So what we can do, we can distribute those extra foods to the people who are not getting their food properly, like that. So we have to distribute equally so that one person is getting huge amount of food and one person is not getting a little amount of food. So we have to focus on that so that everyone can get equal amount of natural resources. I'm using the food just as an example, okay? So as you know that this can be used for water, like for natural resources. So for distributing the natural resources equally, we have to manage. We have to provide water in all the places equally. Okay, so that is the main reason that for that we need to manage natural resources. Now, if I ask you what are the different natural resources without which we will not be able to survive, can you tell me? First one I am writing, that is air. Without air we will not be able to breathe. So without air we will not be able to survive. Not only we, any living organism will not be able to live. So can you tell me what are the different natural resources? Air and tell me air, water and yes, Somodi, very good. Water, land. So better than we can write it soil. And yes, Amit, right. And everyone try. Soil, yes, I have written it already. Air, water, soil, plants, okay, plants. And minerals, okay. Minerals and sunlight, okay, light, sunlight, okay. So and except that forest, we can write it like that, forest, wildlife. And another important part, coal, petroleum, these can be obtained from the nature, right? And these are very important for our living. Okay, so these are the some examples of natural resources without which we can't be able to survive. Now, let me check what is in your book. Okay. So, just you can see, I will read some lines from the book, just follow it and after that I will explain it, okay. Look what they have written, that awareness about the problems caused by unthinkingly exploiting our resources has been a fairly recent phenomenon in our society. And once this awareness rises, some action is usually taken. You must have heard about the Ganga Action Plan. This multi-crore project came about in the year 1985 because the quality of the water in the Ganga was very poor. coliform group of bacteria found in human intestine whose presence in water indicates contamination by disease causing microorganisms. So, from this paragraph, you have got some information. What are they? That some people are unknowingly doing some mistakes. So, we should take some awareness program. With the help of that, we will be able to correct something. Like that, one example they have given, that the Ganga Action Plan. Okay, the Ganga Action Plan, when this has been taken, it is a multi-crore project. It is a multi-crore project in the year of 1985. So, next is that action plan for saving the Ganga river. Why? Because the Ganga river has been polluted too much. That's why they have taken an action plan and they have named it as Ganga Action Plan, and this has been taken in the year of 1985. Okay, and how they have understood that the huge amount of pollution has been occurred. As you have seen that in human intestine, coliform bacteria, that means, can you give me some example of coliform bacteria? In the human intestine, it can also be found. One example of coliform bacteria, that is Escherichia coli or E. coli. Okay, those whose species name is having coli, they are generally called as coliform bacteria. Okay, there will be some other examples. So, here in the human intestine we can find E. coli, and this, if we find the coliform group of bacteria in the water, then what it will indicate? It will indicate that the water is polluted. Okay, because these are the some disease causing organisms. Okay, not only organism, these are some microorganisms. Okay, so everyone just open your book and you can see they have provided a graph. Just open your book from this chapter and you will find a graph, and there you can see that in the left side they have given the total coliform per 100 ml, and in that lower side they have provided the different area like Rishikesh, Haridwar, and you can find the peak of the coliform bacteria. That means where you will get the highest peak, there the pollution will be the highest. Okay, so this is a statistics has been provided by Central Pollution Control Board, Delhi. Okay, now what is this Ganga Action Plan? That the Ganga runs near about 2500 kilometer from Gangotri to Himalayas to Ganga Sagar in the Bay of Bengal. So this is the range of the Ganga river, and it is being turned into a drain by more than 1,000 towns and cities in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal that pour their garbages and excreta into it. So we are we are having a drainage system in our houses, and a town, a city will have a drainage system. So everything is mixing into that Ganga river, and with the drainage system, what we are excreting? Human excreta, so many garbages like that. Okay, and untreated sewage is dumped into Gangas every day. Nowadays, many program is taken, that means by which the sewage will be treated. Okay, so with the help of that treatment, what will happen on the water? That means the things we are releasing from our houses or towns or cities, these will be treated first, and after that it will be mixed to the another place. Okay, so that is called as sewage treatment, and you have to read it in detail in higher classes. So before that, what was happening, that it was directly incorporated into the Ganga river. So the pollution is increased, has been increased in huge amount, and another like activities like washing of clothes, washing of domestic animals, immersion of ashes or unburned something like that, humans are mixing in that river. Okay, like, and other thing, that is industries. There are different types of industries, and from different types of industries different chemicals are, or chemical effluents are releasing, which are mixing into the Ganga and polluting the Ganga river. Okay, and the toxicity level has been increased huge. And what happened, that fishes and other living organisms inside the Ganga, toxicity is killing them. Okay, so they are not getting appropriate amount of oxygen, and with this toxicity the living organism has been killed. So that is how the pollution has been occurred. And for this pollution, as Ganga is the main river and we need to protect them, that's why we have taken that Ganga Action Plan in the year of 1985, so that we can save the Ganga river. And now it is, you can see that it is better than before. Okay. Okay, so, and this can be defined by the pH indicator. Okay, by checking the pH of the water, you can define that the pollution. Okay, so you can check it with the help of that litmus paper. You know that what, how does it work, you have read it in the chemistry. So you can take different types of rivers, like you can take different types of water, like water from pond, water from river, or water from your tap. Okay, water from stream, like that, and you can check that the water is polluted or not. You can do it at your home. Okay, so for today that's it. In my next class I will discuss about the different forest and reduce, recycle, reuse, that part. Okay, so everyone read that part at your home. Any question related to that part? And start preparing those two chapters of your exam, which are in your exam syllabus. Okay, so thank you everyone, and bye bye for today.